Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. I hope everybody had a happy holiday. If you didn't catch me yesterday, I'm gonna say it again. Happy holidays. I hope everyone's setting their intention, for the year to come. Those of you that are new to my channel know that I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything. I look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and we see how they play out as karmic themes. This will allow you to manifest the life that you want to manifest and understand why you attract certain people into your life and what you need to do with the negative energy that's accumulated from being connected to someone that's toxic. Oh, you didn't think that you needed to do anything with that energy. Well, you do. Now, again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Laura, and I am going to do a message for Scorpio. Scorpio energy is transformative energy. So you guys know how to transmute negative energy. You might not be aware of it, but you do. And on this channel, I teach you how to do that. So if you resonate with any one of my videos and you like the message, well, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, but also you get an opportunity to win a free reading every time you do. And that means every time you do, it doesn't matter how many times that you win. It's like if you're the only one that plays, then you're the only one that I'll do readings for. All right. So know that what you'd have to do to win that reading is not just like and subscribe, but you'd actually also have to write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out, and it's the underlining energy that tells us why everyone's doing what they're doing. All right, we jumped in a little bit different today. I get tired of saying the same thing the same way every single day. You know, we may want to create stability by doing the same thing every single day because then there's a sense that we can actually do it on autopilot. We don't really need to be present. We don't really need to be as proactive in what we're doing. And that happens a lot of times. We don't want to be because we don't trust ourselves. We have anxiety. So again, doing the same thing, there's a surety, but it becomes boring. And we're not made to do the same thing every single day. We're not supposed to be robots. We're supposed to be continually metamorphosing. We're supposed to be able to transform all the time. We're always having phoenix moments and rising from the ashes, because when we rise from the ashes, we become a better version of ourselves. We become closer to our God-given energy, which is unconditional love, which is the same energy as the universe. It's the same energy as God. So when we're talking about shadows and spiritual blocks, we're talking about psychological and emotional energy held in the body as stress. It's what becomes our energy vibration. It's what makes us a magnet for who and what comes into our life. So when you say, I'm not mean, I'm not a narcissist, but I keep attracting narcissists. Well, understand you're still not coming from your true sense of self. So you're not coming from a place of unconditional love. You're coming from a shadow aspect of yourself when you're attracting a narcissist. And these shadow parts of ourselves are parts of ourselves that we've detached from, disassociated from. We don't even remember. They have become part of our subconscious mind. The experience created a imprint on the subconscious mind. So it's not that you're a bad person, but there's only two energies, love and fear. And I only say that because a lot of times, like, people get so angry because they're like connected to like somebody that is not a nice person, someone that's very selfish, someone that continually hurts them. So the relationships get really like toxic. A psychic cord is formed, and that type of psychic cord is not feeding energy by giving love, it's actually draining energy. So when we are manifesting, we need to be a clear conduit for spirit to speak, because your energy is the energy of the divines, really, at its core. like your God-given energy when you're born. Why? Because you don't have prejudice. You don't know anything about ancestry or karma. You haven't been conditioned by the world yet and the people in the world, right? So that's why we form habits and behaviorisms due to the environments that we live in. So when you're with someone that's karmic, you form habits and behaviorisms that are in alignment with the core beliefs that you needed to survive. And survive can mean emotionally survive. If you're with somebody that's a narcissist that never gives anything emotionally, well, then you're going to find ways to give yourself emotionally, even if they're toxic ways, because the mind only knows about survival. The reptilian mind is a survival mind, and that mind overrides everything. It overrides everything because your survival is the most important in the brains. You know, when it comes to your brain, like in being in charge, it says, this is our job. So it doesn't matter what's happened around it. Even if there's good memories with a toxic person, your brain is still going to be like, no, it's still going to be like that. There's still going to be fear. Your mind is still going to search people and situations and experiences that align with that energy. But I always like to give a little tidbit before I open up my readings. Why? Because again, people really don't realize that they are the creator of their own life. They may know it when they say it, but they're not embodying that consciousness. So if we hear it enough times, we begin to implement our own positive habits and behaviorisms to counteract those fears, those traumas, those wounds that we created from an environment that was imbalanced. Now let's see what the word of the video is. Let's jump right on in. I hope that wasn't too long, but I always, like I said, I like to educate. My readings have a therapy style to them for that reason, because it's not so much about what your person's going to do, though we look at that because I know it's important. Because there's the ego part of stuff, and we're like, well, I want to know whether this person's suffering. I want to know whether they're going to come back. I want to know how they're going to come back. You know, that's the ego. But the spirit wants to know, why do I track this a person? Why are they able to trigger me? What can I do to make those triggers stop? What is the whole purpose of the relationship? That's what the universe wants you to learn. Because the universe only cares that you evolve back into your natural energy of unconditional love. That's all that it cares. That's why it brings you people, situations, and experiences to help you. It doesn't care whether you choose to be with that person. Only cares whether you learned from that person. And that is something that, you know, again, puts the energy and the power back in our own hands, that we have spiritual sovereignty, that we can create our own life, that there's many different realities that play out at one time. Your level of consciousness, again, is based on your core beliefs, and those habits and those behaviorisms are built on those core beliefs. And that's where your karma comes from, and you can change your karma. And that's why there's many different realities that play out at one time. So it depends on what you do. Now, the word of the video is attachment, attachment. You're connected to somebody that has an attachment with somebody else, and it's a negative one. It's one where I was telling you that this person is attached to somebody that drains their energy constantly. That's what they do. It's like, which means they're extremely needy. They can't do anything on their own. It means that they don't want to work. They don't want to find themselves. So they're with a person that doesn't really have an identity, needs them to support them financially, is what I feel. And I feel like you're connected to somebody that really truly does have feelings for you of love. Unfortunately, their fear overrides love. And it's because they haven't done the healing to evolve out of that, but they're starting to get really uncomfortable being in this attachment because they have healed somewhat. Now, healing isn't all the time done in the form of, let me do shadow work. Sometimes it comes in the form of life. Again, the universe is always helping us heal. It's just when we do our shadow work and when we do reflection, we help the universe. So we get to our destination that we want to a lot quicker than somebody that is aimlessly just moving through life, is so unaware, and the universe has to continually bring this person situations. But the problem is, a person that needs situations to constantly come to them doesn't create good life experiences. So they don't trust themselves, and they've been reliant too much on this karmic, which there's an attachment. So even though this person loves you, there's a need and a comfortability being connected to this karmic. So you say, well, that's not love. It's fragmented. It's detachment. This person has detachment. They're used to compartmentalizing. So I believe that even though they're connected to that karmic, the karmic doesn't bring passion, doesn't bring unconditional love. It's held together with resentment, greed, and lower energies where they can feel their attachment to you raises their energy, but they can't explain why. They're not a spiritual person, obviously, if they're in an attachment. But again, they still can feel the connection. There's an internal knowing, knowledge, wisdom. It's a spiritual wisdom that happens when you are connected to a soulmate. It's like you don't know how you know. You just know that that's your person and that's what this person knows. So they're like, I know that this is that, where I feel like for a long time they were confused about that person that they're connected to. I feel like they've had such a love-hate relationship for so long, and it's so toxic and it's so draining, and this person really feels like they need to become somebody else. They have to dummy down. They have done work, and I feel like they've done work not just because of negative experiences where you have to clean up the karmic mess, but I believe that this person created a business. I believe that they're financially stable, but that was also a faith walk, and in that they healed, and they're really at a much higher vibration, but because they stay connected to this attachment, they stay at a lower vibration. Now you have to realize an attachment is someone that is going to manipulate the environment too to make sure that their needs are met. So they tell you, the person that's connected to you, or the one that you're connected to, you're stupid. No one's going to want you. You're a loser. You're a loser. Look how you treat relationships. There's no such thing as love. There's no such thing as love. What are you, stupid? No one would want you anyway. You're a cheater. You're a loser. You're like, and every day they're hearing this, which is, by the way, repeating like a family karmic thing that they grew up in. They grew up with someone telling them that all the time. So the familiarity of that attachment, you say, how did they wind up in attachment? Well, they couldn't tell the difference. They associated that abusive behavior with love because a parent did that. So they didn't recognize 100%. And they weren't listening to their intuition, where their intuition, their heart, and their gut is saying, this feels wrong. They weren't listening to that. Because their behaviorisms clicked right in, like from being with that parent, right? You get conditioned from being around a parent that tells you how to be. You form habits and behaviorisms that are in alignment with what that parent wants, not what you want. You grow away from yourself. You detach and disassociate in order to deal with it. So this person was like on autopilot, doing what was just comfortable, not having to show up for themselves, definitely cut off from the universe, definitely not spiritual. But here it is, they have this wisdom that they're connected to you. They don't know what to do with that. It's almost like giving a kindergartner a geometry textbook and saying, hey, go do the math. The child's going to rip every single page out of the book and eat it. I mean, Like, and that's what your relationship's going to look like too. Meaning, you'll look at this person and say, how could you be so wrong? How could you go the opposite way? How could you be so stupid? How could you? Psychological reversal. In a relationship connected to someone way too long, that's abusive. And it started in childhood because they got out of that relationship and they got themselves into another relationship. And I feel like they escaped that a few relationships, but this relationship they couldn't because became a karmic contract where spirit is like, you know what? This isn't working. You want to go in from this relationship to this relationship to this relationship to this, and none of them you really care about. None of them have you built an emotional connection to because you're detached, you're disassociated. You're a narcissist, the way that you're like navigating your life. And now you met your match. I'm hooking you up, and now you're in a karmic contract. So this person's not happy. They're going to a place of intolerance. Because again, the person that they're with is even more selfish than they are. And they're lonely. And they're lonely. And they're tired of being blamed. And what they're reflecting back at is that they were prideful with you. They took a lot of time. They wasted time. They tried to manipulate. Now, being around somebody that creates all that pain for them day in, day out, this person's an angry person. They may not come across as angry, but what you'll notice is addictions. What you'll notice is other things. And I can tell you, I always wind up channeling before I pull cards. I don't know why, but the cards always back up what I say. It's like they have a lot of anxiety now. They have a lot of anxiety. And it's because they wasted time. They wasted time. They avoided you. They don't know. But part of that is because they're embarrassed about their situation, how they're seeing how much power this person has. And they're like, how do you know? How did you know how to bond me to you? And it's like, well, that person knew that they weren't loving them. They knew that they emotionally didn't build a bond with them. They knew that because you can feel when someone loves you. You can see when someone shows up for you. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. Word got back to this person. I mean, eventually it comes back. So this person was like, they were getting angrier and angry and angry, but they never showed it. And what they did was they made sure that they really got into this person's finances, got into every crevice of their life. So this person doesn't own their life anymore. That's what it feels like. That is what it feels like. Yeah, so now they feel like they don't belong anywhere because this person has like put themselves into every area of their life. So they almost feel like an outcast, which is the trauma that this person grew up with was that. I feel like I don't belong anywhere. I feel like no one loves me. I feel like it's like everyone's turned against me, that everybody hates me, where I feel like that's what this karmic is starting to do. It's like, I want to control your environment. I can't control you, so I am going to control your environment. That's a real narcissist. That's what an attachment is. So you're dealing with somebody that met their match on a dark level, and they are like freaked out because they thought that, that karmic played it. They played it like they were so nice and so innocent and so, they are not. It's again, your person doesn't come towards you because there's a lack, like I said. But it was that lack mentality that is why they are stuck with karmic. Because when you love someone and you like somebody or you have feelings for someone, you communicate those. This person has too many psychological reversals that they just get in their own way. They do the exact opposite. And it's because they're not emotionally intelligent. And it's because they've been conditioned in an environment their entire life, whether it was a parent, a relationship, this karmic, to again believe that they're not deserving of love because money has no energy except for the energy that we give it. This karmic doesn't want to let go of this person for a reason. So they're not giving themselves that credit. Like, hey, listen, that karmic wants to is keeps manipulating me because they want my money, they want my finances, they like the way that it looks, whatever the reason, or they just don't want me to move forward. They don't want me, but they don't want me to give anything to anyone else either. They feel like they deserve it. Well, it's up to them. It's their choice. It's the attachment is the fact that they don't believe that it's their choice, that they're relying on this person to say when it's okay for them to shit, for them to do everything, whatever it is that they want, which is completely codependent. It's like they don't have their own voice. And the karmic doesn't care. The karmic's like being like that puppet master. That's what it looks like. Like, and your person's just like a little puppet. They don't want to be, they're uncomfortable. It's making them stay in a place of lack and not even belonging, even doing, sacrificing everything. Because in order for a person to keep giving, they have to stay small and feel non-deserving. And this is what the karmic is doing. It's a real gaslight. It's a real gaslight. So again, your person does have glimmers and of times that they think about you, that they have anxiety. But for the most part, everything is like happening to this person. And so they don't come to you. They're afraid that you're going to reject them. It's again, and everything that's going on in their life, they already feel rejected. They already feel bad. They already feel. So it's like, yeah, that's so this person will work a lot. They will work a lot. They can bring in money. So the karmic is like, well, like you can pay me back by, you know, treating me like a queen or a king, doing everything, being my slave, pretty much. I'm going to be the puppet master because I like the way that it looks. So, and there's a loyalty there that your person feels like they need to give to this person. And that's what the karmic knows. So they might have been raised in a really religious home, a very structured home where they feel like they have to. And the thing is, this person, I think, like played around a lot. And so the karmic has that ammunition, like, oh, you didn't really love me. Oh, you used me. I gave you all my good years. I helped you build so we could live in this house. It was me. If I'm the person that does this, I'm the person that, you're a piece of crap. This is what this person's hearing all day, all day. So there's a sense of I really should be loyal to this person, but they still can't help but to have feelings for you. Yeah, like it's like this karmic wants perfectionism, and this person also that you're connected to likes the facade of it also looking good. So they're also at fault because their ego has to be on board with this also. And they're saying, well, I get money from this person. I get for what it looks like, and it makes me look like I'm a good person, even if I don't want to be here. So again, and it's because they inherited a lot of shit from their parents. Again, what they saw, what they grew up in, what they were conditioned by. So it's almost like this person has inherited that. So we have to say, where are you in the mix? Because it's almost like this whole thing took over your reading. It's like they're connected to a karmic, but they're connected to you and explaining about why. But it's like, okay, so what was it like when you were with this person? Past lover. It's again, you felt like there was someone there the whole time. You're like, you could tell because this person was always holding back from you, even though that they were saying that they were getting out of that connection, even though they said that that relationship was over. It was never over. It's that your person gets resentful They get angry with that karmic. They don't want that karmic to control their life. The karmic gets so jealous and so obsessive. And when they do, it's all about like bashing the person down, and then they're insecure. It's a real attachment type of energy where they're bound together with not love. It's more control, it's more dominance, it's more like the karmic thinks it's love, but it's not love. They actually think, well, you may think that you love somebody else, but if you're doing all this and I can get you to still give to me, and I know you're not giving to somebody else, eventually you'll love me. Again, you'll eventually be conditioned because you're giving. It's who you give to. The karmic's job in their mind is to like hold this person back from leaving. They don't really want love. They want somebody to give and to do for them. And I feel like for a very long time, that's what your person did, but they weren't getting fulfilled. The karmic wasn't bringing anything to the table. So, on an emotional level, it's like it became void. It's like, but when this person met you, they made it sound like their relationship with this person was over, but you could feel that it really wasn't. They were still holding back. Yeah, that's the same thing. Look, it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. It's the same exact thing. I feel that there is still an emotional connection between you and your ex that triggers me. The display of affection that you have towards your former partner triggers my insecurities. So you were telling this person. You are still connected to somebody else. You're coming to me, and they're telling you, no, no, like because it's in a way they're like they don't like the karmic, but they're an attachment, so they're not emotionally getting anything. That karmic and this person pretty much have an open marriage or have an open thing going on. It's like because your person maybe is with that person once a year, and it's like if that, but that karmic is going to hold on to that. And so, and it doesn't matter. The karmic doesn't care about that. They care about what it looks like. They care about the resources. They care about the fact that they sacrificed so much to be in a connection with someone that doesn't love them, that they're like, I own you. I own you. You try and leave? Well, guess what? I will destroy you. I will destroy you and I will destroy everything that's around you. Again, that karmic is off because they too have lived a lifetime of like not being loved properly, not getting. So they had to do it for themselves. So they came into the relationship knowing this person doesn't really love me. I had to make this happen. I had to make this happen. I had to do it where it's like maybe there was lust, maybe they got pregnant, maybe again there was whatever they did that influenced your person. And like I said, they got into that connection and they made sure to set themselves up if ever the relationship was going to fall apart. It's just they never really thought that that would happen. So here it is, you're like, you're coming to me and you're still connected to this person. And because they're afraid, like I said, the karmic will leave everything in ruins, like ruins. And this karmic, if they leave them, they will leave their entire life in ruins because that's how crazy that they are. It's almost like a bipolar, it's almost like it's so toxic now, the attachment between these two people. And so understand that is also what this person that is connected to you is comfortable with. So they're not happy in their life because someone stole their energy, smushing their energy down, making them feel like, feel bad about themselves. It doesn't feel good. There was always a spiritual connection. But it doesn't matter because, again, this person is not evolved enough to deal with it. But we're going to look and we're going to see, again, on a spiritual level, or what this person really thinks, or what they feel, or how they feel in the connection with you when they were in a connection with you, or what kind of spiritual connection. What are we supposed to do with this energy? Why is the point? I'm praying you'll come back after everything that's happened between us. I worry that you won't forgive me and allow me another chance. So they kind of know that they blew it because they've held back from you. They haven't given anything, that they have not let go of that karmic. This journey is teaching us one of the most important spiritual lessons, patience. I believe that they think that they're going to come back. They think eventually that this karmic is going to let go because they're not getting anything, which it's like that karmic is holding on for dear life. And it's like they know they can't control them, but now they've brought in the entire environment. So people that they work with, family, every crevice of this person's life, they have pulled in to try and influence this person into staying with them. So they're holding on for dear life, but it's almost like your person's like, well, I'm just still not really going to participate, or I'm still like holding on to you. And this karmic knows it. I miss you. Let's both stop running away. There's a sense that this person feels like, you know, my situation. So you should be a little bit nicer to me, which it's like, no. It's again, that's codependent. That's an attachment. They're expecting you to dummy down. They're expecting you to dummy down because they're like, well, I still feel like there's a connection between us. Like, and you know everything that's going on. So it's like, I'm trying to figure out a way out of this, but you could be patient. You could at least be in my life. No, because they would get comfortable. The fact that you're not in this person's life, they every day feel like there's a noose being tightened around their neck by that karmic. So again, no, it's like they have to feel really uncomfortable in order to change. They don't want to be uncomfortable. They don't want to have to change. They're angry that they have to change because part of them is like, this person's going to destroy me. This person's going to take everything from me. This person, don't you understand? And it's like, you don't care and you shouldn't care. You shouldn't care because they lied. They lied. They said something was over. Our energy is stagnant. Yeah, see, you're not talking to them. Energy is stagnant because you're not saying anything. So this person, again, I feel like is eventually going to reach out, but they're angry. Like I said, they're angry that they have to do it. So they're like triggers. This person's going to deliberately try and trigger you to help the energy flow again. Like, talk to me. You're not talking to me. You're not, I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't know what's happening. Do you care about me anymore? Do you not care about me? I can still feel a connection, but I don't know what's going on. So they're getting a lot of anxiety because, again, you're like, fuck this. I'm not staying here. It's like you're sitting there and you're connected to somebody that you don't really need to be connected to. It's like, yes, it's hard, but it doesn't matter. These fell out, so we're going to take all of them because I always feel like there's no mistakes. I'm trying to understand how my thoughts create my reality. So it's again, they're like, I want to know like how I got here. And then this is, I want to let my guard down with you, but fear makes me lash out in self-defense. So it's again, this person wants to open up to you. They wanted to when they were around you, but they also knew the whole time that they couldn't get close. So every time that you would ask a question about this person, like that was more than surface deep, this person would act like you were doing something wrong. If you were saying, hey, let's go here, or why don't we try this? They were like, you're trying to control me. Like they took a lot out on you that they needed to really put towards that karmic, which is what happens. You have to realize that's what happens. Love like ours can change the world. They're like, I still feel a connection even after everything, because it would be so much easier in their mind. They're saying it would be so much easier you know, um, if I just stayed with the karmic. Who wants to go through all of this? They're, believe it or not, holding back because they have feelings for you. This is their way because they're like, I'm hoping that you'll just be the one that leaves and you won't take everything from me, that you won't destroy me, that you won't ruin my reputation as much as you, that. But this person is delusional because this karmic has already ruined their reputation. I think that you're beautiful inside and out, and I can see the light that radiates within inside of you. So again, they feel that connection, but they also see that you're a good person. They also see that I need you to trust me and believe I am working towards getting out of this situation. So it's again, this person like is not coming to you because of that. And in their mind, it's like this is their perception. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to take them back. What it means is that they're hoping that you'll take them back. They're like, well, I can still feel like that we have this strong connection. And if we can make it through this, we can actually do anything, is what they're saying. And there's again, how did I get here? How did I get here? How do I come back? I don't know how to come back from that. I didn't allow you to go deep, but I missed you. It's like but again, they have a lot of different feelings, and those feelings are, you're contributing to this, which you're not, you're standing your ground. This person isn't used to people standing their ground. They're used to karmic energy that comes in and becomes everything that they want and is a little slave and doesn't get anything. And it's again, or whatever they get, they're taking, and they're used to people manipulating to get what they want. They're used to people lying, and that's not who you are. And they handled you like you were. So like I'll get back to you almost, or I won't, like I don't know like what they were thinking. But all I know is that they don't know how to communicate. They don't communicate. This person didn't communicate. And it's because the whole time they made it sound like that connection was over. And in their mind, it was over because they're like, I'm not sleeping with that person, but you're still giving to that person. So you left information out. And that's why this person's like, again, is low vibration. It's like, they strategize to be like, I'm going to get what I want, even though no one would want that situation. And it's because, again, they have form attachments, but in that attachment, they're still not getting love, passion. It's an everyday, yeah, there's a foundation there, and that foundation is live in a nice home, I drive a car, I have money, even if it's not mine. It's like where I feel like this karmic has controlled everything. But the way that they deal with you is they try and trigger you. And then, oh, well, we'll just talk then. So when this person comes to you, give them nothing. Give them absolutely nothing. It's like because they want to trigger you because I want to start talking. I want to know what's going on with your life. Tell them nothing. Tell them nothing. It's like that. Let them ask. Let them ask and be vague. It's like because it's like they're gonna figure out what they're gonna do based on what you're gonna do. This is how we know that they're still in a low vibration. Are they happy where they are? No, they're not happy where they are. They're not happy where they are at all. Who would be happy? Like with somebody controlling them. So of course they have to have a side piece that I can bear to live the way that I'm living with this homely person, this person that I don't want to sleep with, this person that I'm not attracted to, this person that there's no desire. That's why you're mad, because when you met this person made it clear how there was nothing. And they didn't care what you wanted. And now they're facing their karma because that's how you feel. You're like, no, what goes around comes around, darling. It's like, it's blind justice. It's divine will. I'm holding back from you because of course you want me here. Of course you want me to make you feel better. Of course you want, but what have you done for me lately? Nothing. Nothing. You're there with that person. You can leave. You don't want to leave. You're comfortable. You're comfortable being uncomfortable. So, and what you're concerned about it more is whether that karmic leaves. But what are you thinking about me? I'm supposed to sit here on the sidelines and wait for you? No, I'm not going to do that. It's like, no. What you realize during that time is you're like, no, I have to do some child healing. What you did was you meditated. What you did was you took the time to be alone. You didn't run into another relationship and you started to reflect. Why am I connected to this karmic? Why am I connected to this karmic? What do I need to learn? Because they're at a low vibration. Yeah, they want you, but they're gonna do everything to try and, oh yeah, like, but my situation, but my this and this and this, like, look at me, feel bad for me, feel bad for me. You should. It's like, no, you shouldn't. Yeah, because really what you feel like is, no, this has ruined our intimacy issue, like trust at its basic core level is intimacy. And now you're not even attracted to this person anymore because you're like, I feel like you did the contemplation and all you want out of me is this. So in that, it ruined the intimacy because you didn't create intimacy with me. You want to create lust with me, but you didn't create intimacy with me because the whole time you're bound to somebody else. You have an attachment with somebody else. So no, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, this person like it was hoping that the emotional connection, the empathic connection would be enough that you would do it. And that's what you know. You're like, it's like there is a connection, but they ruin the connection. It's like, and what you know is you're not a twin. You're not a twin flame. What you are is you're a karmic mate. And you're a karmic mate because you want me to feel more bad about your life than my own. You want me to abandon what I'm doing in my life for you. But you were not here. You gave absolutely nothing because you were there. That karmic made sure. So you didn't like, it's like, I'm not going to feel bad. You knew what type of connection we had. You thought that you were just going to, roll the dice and, take a gamble. That's what they thought. And it's due to their own trauma. And again, they have money issues now, but really at the heart of it, they're lazy. They're lazy. They choose to stay in balance and they choose to stay victimized. And as long as you're going to stay connected and be jealous or give to them, or this other person is jealous, well, then there's a sense of that their ego is actually like fed. So the moment that you cut your energy from this person, they had to again look at their life. And what they see is they have a big fear of change. And so what do? They drown themselves in their addiction so they don't have to think about anything. They don't have to, they don't have to change. They can stay connected to a karmic. They can hold back. They don't have to think about you. They don't want to think about you because you're not making it easy for them. And what they're thinking is, well, eventually the karmic will do it, and then I'm not going to look bad. Or if it doesn't, well, then I guess I'll just live like this. So for you, what you're saying is like, no, I don't want this. But why did you attract this person into your life? Physical touch, number one. Now, these are your inner child cards, and the inner child wounds. What you'll see is that these karmic lessons play out in karmic themes, and the karmic theme within your life again didn't get emotional support. There was no emotional support, there was no comfort, and there was no comfort from this person because they had to give somewhere else. And so you might have gone through a lot of difficult times. There was a few times in life that it would have been nice that they would have been there. They weren't there. The karmic made sure that they had loyalty towards somebody else, and that is what brought you back to the trauma of, you know what, I've never really had anyone there for me when I've gone through difficult times. And maybe that's something that I want to consider. That's something that I want myself. I don't want to be in a relationship where I don't have anything. And I actually think that you have been in connections where people have given you. It might have not been a spiritual connection where, oh, I'm so desiring for you, or it might have been just a different type of soulmate. But it's like you knew what the difference was. This person didn't think that they needed to do anything. And so, again, didn't need to show up for you, didn't need to be there. Abuse. Emotional abuse is the same thing as abuse, but here we see this kid has been pretty much beaten up. So I feel like psychological abuse, emotional abuse, some physical abuse, and not showing up, having to raise yourself, having to go through difficult situations by yourself. And then going through those situations by yourself and being criticized on how you went through it, or being told that you should have did X, Y, and Z, again, psychologically and emotionally abusive. And in that, when we're so busy worried about our emotional, well-being, we don't discipline ourselves. We don't discipline ourselves to like be consistent in really finding our talents, in finding ourselves, because we're too busy surviving. Emotional, again, support is needed as a child for encouragement, to make the child feel safe. It's like that's not what happened here. If anything, you were abused. You emotionally, it was like no one was there. And it could be you grew up with an alcoholic parent, and you grew up with narcissistic parents, you grew up with one parent that worked all the time. It doesn't really matter how the imprint was formed, but this is the karmic theme. I always go through everything alone. I'm always alone. I never emotionally get what I need. If anything, I feel abused. Like what I'm asking for is too much. Again, and so what you did was to reparent yourself. You did discipline yourself because you're not the same energy. Belittled again, like you were told what you were asking for was too much. Again, there was a lot of gaslighting, there was a lot of twisting. Every time you said something to this person didn't want you to ask too many questions, because hey, they're still connected to somebody. Though there's no sex going on, there's a whole weirdness that you would never agree to that they know. So it's abusive. And again, and in order for them to control you, it was abusive because they belittled you. Like, oh, you're making a big deal out of anything. Oh, well, you're pressuring. Oh, I don't want to talk about this right now. Oh, person had a big balls or whatever, like you want to call it. I mean, girls don't have balls, but like well, some do, but bottom line is they didn't have that when it came to the karmic. You see how they could act all high and mighty with you but somebody else was puppeteering them the whole time. And so that's abusive. It's like, I want you in my life because I need you in my life. I do have feelings for you. We have this connection, but I have to, accommodate because I have an attachment that's a toxic one. And again, keeping you isolated. Oh, I don't want you to meet anyone else, but I'm not really going to give you anything either. But in that, I'm going to have to, create this illusion because I don't really want you to know that I still have an attachment going on. So I want to have my cake and eat it too. It's again, and I'm going to abuse your innocence. Again, like you're naive. So this person, like, again, ruined this connection because they took this out of the connection. They thought that they were going to get over on you because of this, meaning you trusted this person. There was a spiritual connection here. But instead of them honoring the connection because they are in a situation that they shouldn't have even approached you. They shouldn't have even contacted you because there was somebody else. But instead, they chose to, well, I'm going to do what the karmic does to me. I'll belittle you. I'll isolate you. I'll be abusive to you. And I'll hold back emotionally from you. Because again, that's what's being done to me. And and here it is, I'm giving to the karmic, so I'm going to get you to give to me. That's what they thought. And it's because, again, you grew up in an environment where there was abuse. There was abuse. Again, always having to go through things alone, isolated, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, being belittled, like I said. So too busy, like in survival, because you don't trust your family, that you didn't discipline yourself. So you're like, I don't really know why I'm here. I don't really know what talents that I have. I don't really know. There's parts of me that I don't like. There's parts of me that my life doesn't work. And Spirit says that's because of how you're looking at it. You need to discipline yourself to, again, show up for yourself and give yourself love. And that means, finding yourself and then feeding your hobbies and interests so that they manifest into something. You have to reparent yourself. No, you don't have parents that are gonna coddle you and help you do it now. Because again, you weren't born into a family that did that. And that's your walk. You have to do it for yourself. But as you do it, the universe, which is mother and father, because the universe is God, and there's Mother Earth, right? So we have everything that we need, and that Spirit says, I make sure that it doesn't matter what family you were brought up in, that it doesn't matter, that you can recreate your life, that the family you're born into, they're just your spiritual family to teach you spiritual lessons. Love them, forgive them. Again, they don't know what they do. Just like Jesus said, they don't know what they do. It's like they're not aware. They're living from their ego. Believe that you're loved beyond measure, but be disciplined in yourself. Create yourself. Lose yourself. Because this person, they don't live their life. They don't own their life. Somebody else owns their life. And we got a very similar message a few days ago, might have even been yesterday, but now we went deeper into like what was going on with this person and what was going on with that karmic. The karmic kind of hijacked this reading, and it's because their energy is so dominant. Because this person wants to come towards you, they do. But the karmic knows that, and their mission is like, nope, I want that. I want you to go away. I'm going to win. I'm going to hold back. I don't want you to you're not, I don't want that to happen. So they're going to do everything in their power. So it's really up to your person to leave, or the person, I should say, that's connected to you. Where Spirit says positive thinking, keep your mind positive, because how this can affect you is, again, being that their life is what it is. If you're still connected to them, that's going to impair everything that you try to manifest. So what Spirit's saying is positive thinking. Your life is full of small patches of light, meaning every avenue of your life is not positive. Every single situation that happens in your life is not positive. We have to deal with negative people all the time. And so Spirit says, direct your thoughts to that which bring you well-being. Place what is weighty for you in the hands of the universe. And little by little, the light awakens in your being and you find serenity. So Spirit's saying it's like, you didn't have serenity. You didn't have serenity because, which is just peace of mind, because you grew up in an environment that didn't give you that. And so you attracted somebody that did all the same things that you were raised in. It's, again, the same situation. They were coming from a very low vibrational consciousness. So training your thoughts is one, and that's really hard to do, because the person hurt you. And the mind will always want to revert back to whatever it associated with. And unfortunately, there was a spiritual connection. So there, at one time, there was love. It was clear until this person like lied, which unfortunately they lied right from the beginning. But that soul recognition was real, is what I'm trying to get at. They didn't know what to do with it. And really, Spirit says, just take it one step at a time. See the mountains ahead. Dedicate yourself to making one small step at a time. Make progress by staying focused on the present moment, not this person, the current task. And you will regain ease of living. Okay. So, really, Spirit's saying these are the things that you need to do. Positive thinking, direct your mind towards what brings you happiness, what brings you passion, what's working in your life. Feed those and take it one day at a time. And again, be in the moment. Don't feed this energy, and you will be able to manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest. Don't let this person toxic, energy affect your energy, because that's the way that they can really do damage after the fact. And understand, as you're living and taking it one step at a time, the universe is unfolding different opportunities for you, bringing you different people, situations, and experiences that person begins is a memory of the past. But for this time, the challenge is really not to focus on it, because they're not worth your time. But understand, you need to still transmute the negative energy. And that's by taking it one day at a time and becoming yourself. Again, focusing on your goals. And again, because that's how you're going to transmute that negative energy into positive energy. You're going to ground, again, by being present in the moment and discipline yourself. And that is how you are going to transcend the limitations of that experience, so you can attract people that actually give you the love that you deserve. I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. I feel like we've been getting this theme a lot, so I want you guys to start dropping like what you want. What theme do you want to know? Again, in the comment bar, know that. Put any theme, whatever you want to learn, like if whatever scenario or spiritual situation you want to talk about, give me a theme and we'll do a reading on it. I also want to tell you, I am open for readings. Every day I get that question. Do you do readings? Yes, I do. All you need to do is go to my website, pureenergyhealer.com. And I do give a little discount to my YouTubers, so you can actually get my Psychic Soul Healer reading at a discounted price. I just have you book it underneath a different service so that you get that price. But when we do the session, you get that the big session. All right, I just wanted to put that out there. My website is pureenergyhealer.com, but you can find all important information in the description box. Now, you might also feel like you're someone that needs coaching. If you do, well, then you can also fill out that description box. There's a link in there that will connect you to one of the people that I work with that can talk to you all about the different packages that I offer. All right, I'm going to leave that there, Scorpios. I will talk to you later. Love you. Bye.